Hey all, today we're going to do a range review on the Smith Wesson 2206 TGT. Let's get into it. Now if you like this content, like, sub, shares, all that good stuff, I really appreciate it. Also down below, coupon codes and merch to help support the channel. So, the Smith Wesson 2206 TGT, or Target. So this is from the 90s. This style, and there was a bunch of different guns like this, the 2206, the 622, the 422, and a few others. I won't go through the whole list, but Smith & Wesson was really producing a lot of these in 22 as really nice target guns. This one in particular has a really nice set of target sights, and then is from the factory drilled and tapped for a scope mount. So I'll take a few shots with this. One of the nice things about this gun is it takes Smith & Wesson Model 41 magazines. So even though these guns are no longer produced, you can get magazines for them. So let's take a few shots and see how it does. And that's pretty good. That target's not too far out there, but it's a little bit of a smaller plate, and hits it without any issue because you've got blacked out target sights here and in the back. So it actually forms, I don't know how well it shows up, but it actually is a really nice, crisp, clean target sight. So, and of course it's, windage and elevation adjustable, which is really nice. And because it's pinned here in the front, if you really wanted to, you could swap out that front sight. But honestly, I really like these sights. I'm going to load up again and take a few more shots. So one of the really interesting things about this gun is you'll see here the opening and you think, well, that must be the chamber. Well, it's not. It's literally just an opening. The chamber is down here. So it ejects out of this port down here. And if you look at the front here, you'll see that the bore axis on this is really low because the barrel is down here rather than up here. So what happens is, as the gun cycles, there's a lot less recoil. Not that a 22 is particularly recoil heavy, but when you're target shooting, you want as little recoil as possible. So it really shoots very smooth, allowing for some pretty quick follow-up shots. Here, let's see how fast we can knock that little plate out there. That's probably, I don't know, probably 10, 15 yards out there. And it's a smaller plate. Let's see what we can do with it. And just like that, that's a pretty fast little 10 shots. And that's something, again, when you get into target shooting, especially with 22s, the little things about this gun really add up to being a really nice gun. This target model, the TGT model, was kind of more of the higher end models where you had like the 622 and the 422, which were aluminum frame and then basically the same style upper. But they had a standard adjustable rear sight, and then they had like a field sight, like a non-adjustable rear sight. Whereas this model, I know I forget the name of it, but it's a specific rear sight that's more adjustable than I guess some of the ones on the other models. And of course, this model is entirely stainless steel, so you've got a little more weight, which again lends itself to be quicker, more accurate target pistol. But let me load it up again. I've only got one mag, so that's why I have to keep stopping and reloading, and we'll keep going. Of all the guns in my collections, it's crazy because stuff like this is the stuff that's usually the most fun to shoot because one, it's pretty cheap to shoot. You can shoot 22 out of it. And two, it's a pleasure to shoot. The trigger on this is really nice. Like it's got a nice serrated target trigger in here. Very light, crisp trigger, very light, crisp reset. Just overall, the manufacturing of this gun, you can see in the details of this that it was designed to be a higher end target pistol, and obviously it's not as nice as say a Smith & Wesson Model 41, which is what the magazines for this originally were designed for, but it's still really nice. And because it's stainless, it's a little bit more forgiving as far as maintenance, even though this one unfortunately has some pitting and stuff on it here and then on the internals. overall it is still in really nice shape and quite a lot of fun to shoot. So I've said it before and I'll say it again. Guns like this make me really sad because current production Smith & Wesson, it's really bad. Literally today, Smith & Wesson announced that they're putting out some classic no-lock models of their revolvers. And part of me wants to really be excited about it. And the other part of me is like, well, modern quality control in Smith & Wesson, it's terrible. Where this, being like a mid-90s production gun is kind of basically the tail end of what most people would consider back when Smith knew what they were doing. One of the reasons I wanted to do this video is because there's not really a whole lot of information on these models. Looking on YouTube, trying to learn about this before I was able to acquire it, there isn't a whole lot. So, while my video isn't going to go a whole crazy in-depth, the history of it, because unfortunately, I'm having to learn it all myself. I just wanted to do this quick range review and show this and show how cool these are and how much fun they are to shoot, because at the end of the day, that's, we go target practice, and yeah, you want to practice with your 9mm and your 45s and what you're carrying and all that. At the end of the day, I have the most fun with this, a 22, a good 22 with a decent trigger and decent set of sights, and it's crazy because one of the most unique features of this gun is this. This is, show here, this is the mag release. So pop that, that's how the mag pops out. A feature you don't really see on a lot of guns, and it's pretty cool because while I probably wouldn't want this on like my carry gun, for a target gun it really makes a lot of sense, because no matter you're left-handed, right-handed, doesn't matter, you've got an ambidextrous magazine release. And it would have been really cool to see this kind of feature go on a lot more guns, because it really is nice. Let's take some more shots with this gun. Yeah, so pretty much the final thing about the features is you've got your slide release and your safety here. Actually, the slide release, while it looks kind of small and weird, it's actually not terribly difficult to engage because it's kind of light, to both engage the lock back and to release the slide. So really nice seeing that. And then of course you've got your safety, which is a little bit stiff on this model. I don't know if it's just this model, but again, it's there and it works. So overall features of this, it's really got some nice features. It's pretty cool because of how smooth shooting it is, because of the low bore axis. And apparently this bushing here for the barrel you can swap out and put a threaded bushing on and suppress this. So again, a gun from the 90s that lends itself to being a suppressor host pretty easily. Definitely a nice feature and something that, you don't really see on a lot of older target guns. But anyway, that's my quick video on the Smith & Wesson Model 2206 TGT. Pretty cool gun. And put down below, do you have one? Have you ever shot one? If so, what'd you think about it? And do you ever put a scope on it? Because that's something I'm debating doing, is taking advantage of it being pre-drilled and tapped for a scope and trying it out. But put down below what you think, and have a good day.